Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 18th of March. Starting off with the S&P, where the theory is that with bullish divergence going into the recent lows towards 5,500 and a possible broadening triangle rebound from December, we need an end-of-day close above 5,700 to take us back up to the best levels, 6,000 plus, etc., etc. Obviously, yesterday, 57.03 the high, so it didn't quite make it. And we're still waiting for the RSI now at 40 to get back above neutral 50. But we do have that bullish divergence, and perhaps that will give this market a bit more momentum. Speaking of momentum, we've got the Nasdaq, which is also doing the equivalent of what we're seeing on the S&P. We had that horrible bull trap, the final bull trap there at the end of last month, and sunk like a stone ever since. The current situation, though, is that we're back above the September support there towards 19,300 after a little bear trap, and looking for this market basically to sustain back above the 20,000 level, which was the old November support. Above that, then we could be returning to the best levels towards 20,500 and beyond. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with a situation which is looking quite encouraging. Moving on to the stocks and starting off with a situation which is looking quite encouraging. Arqit, Quantum, and here you can see gapping through the 50-day line. The likely top of the channel there, 34.60, looking for that by the end of this month, while we remain above that 50-day moving average, just above the $20 mark. But the bear trap gap reversal, a decent signal there from below the initial January support there, around $15.70. On to another interesting looking situation, which is breaking out of a falling wedge that we've had there. The resistance level are $18 above that. We're looking at the top of the triangle there towards $30 as soon as the end of this month, and nice close there near the 50-day moving average, and the RSI back above neutral 50, so that is encouraging. Next up is Cervomed, and here amazing chart really, and what I suppose looks to be the case is that we broke out, or we gapped out of that falling trend channel there from August. For the channel now, they're around $5.40 above that, looking for the top of the channel as high as $12.50 by the end of this month, or even sooner. We've gapped up as well, which gives us extra encouragement that we are on our way. Moving on to Currenc, or Currenc group. Here we've got a rising trend channel base. The rug was pulled, even though we had a U-shaped or saucer-shaped reversal, which is rather unfair, but we bounced off the 50-day line on the floor of that channel at $1.99. Above that, looking for $4. Hopefully more likely now, given the rug pull and the exit of weak hands. RSI 50 rebound as well, which is normally a leading indicator on the upside. Probably the angle of that resistance line there, just a bit more like that than I've drawn previously. Moving on to a stock which we have covered in the past, and it's back again. Monogram Technologies, basically top of the range at $5. We've broken through recent resistance, $3, and ideally we can stay above the last resistance on the way down, around $3.30, ahead of a move to $5 by the end of this month. Stock which is new to the Chartbreakers is new Era Helium, and here the issue I suppose is that helium tends to be a bit of a difficult situation for investors, but trying to break out of this falling wedge, $2.20 above that. On an end of day close basis, we could be looking at $3.70 by the end of next month, or even sooner than that. Of course, the February-March sell-off hurt a lot of big names. One of them was Nvidia. Here we had an overshoot to the downside below the floor of that falling trend channel towards $108. But we've gapped up twice since then, which shows that perhaps we are back in business. Double bear trap reversal, or double bear trap, double gap reversal. And here the top of the falling trend channel there towards $140. Looking for that by the end of next month, especially while we're above the $1.16 area, $1.17 area actually, which is the floor of the latest gap. Moving along to Regencell, and Amazing chart here, and obviously makes it all the more difficult to chart because it's so volatile, but we do have the previous resistance on the way up around $14.70. Above that, looking for the top of the channel as high as $27, which already seems to be on its way, which is perhaps a bit of a fluke. Ideally, we stay above that old peak there, which is resistance there towards $15.80, whatever happens to that situation. But interesting that the charting looks like it is working, or was going to work. Scienture is next, and here we have a rather strange broadening triangle, but what's useful here is that we had a gap down, a rather horrible bear trap, and we've had a gap close buy signal. So looking for at least the 50-day line there towards $3.50. Whatever happens, hopefully that happens by the end of this month, while we're above the old support there at $2. Moving on to Tesla, which seems to be, according to the mainstream media, being abandoned by all and sundry. Hit a bit of a block there at $2.50, or the low the 250 to 255 area. We still haven't tested the old support there at $2.50, and that looks like the risk now, while there's no end of day close through the $250 level. On to the last two, and one which we are revisiting, VTV. Here we've had a gap through the rising 50-day line, closing basically above the recent resistance, February resistance at $22.20, and above that, looking for the top of the channel there, $31 by the end of next month, or even sooner. Finishing off with wearable devices, and here looks like a early recovery situation. We've got bullish divergence going into the current move, but we need to break that falling wedge there at $2.60. Above that, looking for the 50-day line and the top of the triangle there from February up to $4.50 by the end of next month. Obviously, we want to stay on the right side of $2 in the meantime. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.